Okay, welcome back to Mr. Levy's math room. Now what we are going to be looking at today, we're going to look at some Csec past paper questions. So Csec past paper questions in fractions. Alright, and so we are going to look at the fractions that come on the Csec papers for a few years. So you can see the trend of the questions that they send for fractions on the Csec papers. And so we have June 2013, and we have June 2012, and then we'll move to some others. Alright, so let's work. We have 1 4/5 minus 1/3 divided by 2 2/5. Now remember that's what this line means. Alright, so it means that we are subtracting up here, and then we are going, whatever we get there, we're going to divide it by 2 2/5. Alright, so let's go ahead and work on the numerator. So we have a numerator and a denominator. So remember now, when you have mixed numbers, we say we are going to change our mixed number into what? Improper fractions. So let's do that. So we have 5, 1, 5 and 4, 9. So we have 9 over 5 minus 1/3. Alright? So we have 9 over 5 minus 1/3. We are going to take the LCM of 5 and 3. The LCM of 5 and 3 is 15. Good? Then we say 5 into 15 is 3. 3 times 9 is 27. Minus 3 into 15 is 5. And 5 times 1 is 5. So we now have 27 minus 5. That gives us 22 over 15. Good? Now, that is what we get when we work the numerator. We get 22 over 15. Now we need to divide by 2 2/5. So let us change the mixed number into an improper fraction. We get 5 2 10 and 2 12 over 5. So that's divided by 12 over 5. Now remember, when we're doing division of fraction, we are going to change the sign and we flip the second fraction. So we change the sign, now we keep this one, change this, and we flip that. Alright? Now remember that whatever we get from the numerator is the number of fraction we're putting first. Alright? Followed by the denominator. So let us go ahead. So we have 22 over 15 times 5 over 12. Alright? So we have 5 over 12. Now let us do our cancellation. Let us look to see if there are any common factors between the numerators and the denominators. And if there are any common factors, then we can go ahead and cancel. Alright? So we can cancel 5 and 15. 5 into 15 is 1. 5 into 15 is 3. Alright? Then we can look at 12 and 22. 2 will go into 12 what? 6 times. And 2 will go into 22 11 times. So now we can multiply across. So 11 times 1 is 11 over 3 times 6 is 18. Alright, so our answer for that is 11 over 18. Alright, so let's just recap a little. So we have 1 4/5 minus 1/3 divided by 2 2/5. Good? So we are going to first of all work out the numerator. So we go ahead, we take that down, 9 over 5, change our mixed numbers to improper fractions, and then we go ahead and we do our subtraction. Right? When we subtracted these, we got 22 over 15. Now, we are going to keep that. This is what we get after we work this part. And it says it's 22 over 15 divided by 2 2/5. Convert this to an improper fraction, we get 12 over 5. Then remember, we are going to keep the first fraction, change the sign, and we flip the second fraction, or we take its reciprocal, meaning we turn it upside down. Alright? Then we go ahead and we do our cancellations. Good? Now let's do another one. Let's work on the second one. So I am going to erase this. Alright, so look at it, and then we can erase it. Alright. Good. What I want you to do is to notice the trend that the CXC questions coming. So we have 3 and 1/5, 3 and 1/5 minus 2/3 divided by 2 and 4/5. Alright? Now again, if you notice, this question is similar to the one that we did first. Alright? So we are going to again work out the numerator, and this question came from the June 2012 Csec paper. Right? So we are going to work out the numerator. So we again change our mixed number to odd and improper fraction. So we have 5, 1, 5 and 1. 5, 3 is 15 plus 1 is 16. So that's 16 over 5 minus 2/3. We take the LCM. LCM of 5 and 3 is 5 and 3, 15. And then we go ahead, 5 into 15 is 3. 3 times 16 is 48. 3 6 is 18, carry 1. 3 1 3 and 4. Minus 3 to 15 is 5. 5 2 is 10. So that gives us 38 over 15. Good. Now that's our numerator. Now let us work on the denominator. So we have 5 2 10 and 4. 14. So that's divided by 14 over 5. Good. Now, remember, now we are going to keep the first, change the sign, flip the second fraction. So we have 38 over 15 times 5 over 14. Now let us check to see if you have any common factors between the numerator and the denominator, so we can do our cancelations. Right? So we have common, so we say 5 into 5 is 1, 5 into 15 is 3. Now what's common here? Let's try 2. So 2 into 14 is 7. 2 into 38 is 19. Alright? Anything else? No. So we multiply across. 19 times 1 is 19. And 3 times 7 is 21. Alright? Now, you can, let's go back through and you can check to ensure that you understand what's happening. Now remember, we change our improper fractions or mixed number to improper fractions, right? And then we remember when you get here, you're going to keep the numerator first. So the numerator will be your first fraction. You're going to then use the denominator as the second fraction, right? Okay, let's look at another one. That's June 2012. Let us look at June 2010. So June 2010. And this now is 1.5 minus 2/5 divided by 4 and 2/5 times 3/4. Alright? Now notice that we have two fractions in our denominator. Alright? So that's June 2010. So again, we are going to work out the numerator and then we'll go and work out the denominator. Alright? So let's get to that. So we have 1.5, so we convert this one in proper fraction. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So 3 over 2 minus 2/5. Alright? Then we find our LCM, which is 10. 2 into 10 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. Minus 5 into 10 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So that gives us what? 11 over 10. Alright, let's keep it as an improper fraction. Now we are going to work out the denominator. Alright? Now let's work that. Let's work it down here. So we have 5 4 is 20 and 2 22. That's 22 over 5 times 3/4. Now, so all of this right here, so this is the numerator. Alright, so that's the numerator we just worked out just now. Alright, this now we are working with the denominator. Alright, so we are going to see if there's anything in common that we can cancel. Right? If there are any common factors, we can use 2 into 4 is 2, 2 into 11 is 2 into 22 is 11. So we have 11, 3, 33 over 5, 2 is 10. And this is the denominator. Alright? Now we are going to say we are going to now divide the numerator by the denominator. Alright? So let's see if that will hold here. So we have 11 over 10 divided by 33 over 10. Alright? So that's equal to 11 over 10 times 10 over 33. Good? Now, remember, we are going to keep the first, change the sign, flip the second fraction. Alright? And so we now can look to see if we have common factors between the numerator and the denominator, and we can cancel. So we have 11 can go into 33. 11 into 11 is 1. 11 into 33 is 3. The 10s cancel each other. So we have 1 times 1 is 1 over 1 times 3, 3. So our answer is 1/3. Alright? So that's 1/3. So let's go back to the top. So we have here, notice we have 2 fractions in the numerator, 2 fractions in the denominator. Alright? So we are going to work with the numerator first, as usual. See, 3 over 2. 2 1 is 2 and 1 is 3 over 2 minus 2/5. The LCM of 2 and 5 is 10. But we go ahead, we work that out, we get 11 over 10. That's the numerator. Alright? Then we're going to go ahead and work on the denominator. Good? Now, notice the denominator has 2 fractions and it says multiplication here. But remember it is saying all of this up here divided by all of what's here. Right? Now, the fraction that's at the bottom of the denominator is a fraction that will come second. The second fraction when we get down to the bottom. Okay? So we go ahead and work this. Work the numerator, work the denominator, then whatever we get there, right? See, we take our numerator, 11 over 10, then we are going to now divide, sit here, 11 over 10 divided by 33 over 10. Remember, we're going to be flipping the 33 over 10, and that we get 10 over 33, and our result is 1/3. Alright? So please note that. And you can go ahead and you can always work it, just write on the problem, work it for yourself, and then you can look at the result. Alright? Let's do one more. Okay. So let's work on, we have done that. Let's work on June 2009. So this is June 2009. And the question says 2 and 2/3, 2 and 2/3 plus 1 and 1/5 divided by 6 and 2/5. 6 and 2/5. Now, notice the trend. Basically, all the ones we have worked so far, you have 2 fractions in the numerator divided by either a mixed number for the denominator or 2 fractions. Alright? So that's the general trend that CXC do these fractions in, if you have been noticing. So let's go ahead and work our numerator. So 3, 2, 6 and 2, 8. So 8 over 3 plus 6 over 5. Our numerator is 15. 3 into 15 is 5. 5 times 8 is 40. Plus 5 into 15 is 3. 3 times 6 is 18. So that gives us 58 over 15. Good? Then we are going to divide this. So 58 over 15 divided by the denominator. Alright? So this is the numerator. Remember that this is what we get when you work out the numerator. Good. Divided by 5, 6 is 30 and 2 is 32 over 5. Good. Now we are going to, so 58 over 15 times 5 over 32. Now we can go ahead and check to see if we have any common factors between the numerators and the denominators. Alright? Now we can, 5 into 5 is 1, 5 into 15 is 3. Now let's see if we can use 2 there. So 2 into 32 is 16. 2 into 58 is what? So 2 into 5 is 2. 2 into 18 is 9. Right, so that's 29. So we have 29 over 3 times 16 is 48. Alright? So that's 16 over 29, sorry, over 48 for our answer right there. Right? So remember, we work out our numerator, we get that here as a result, then we are going to change this mixed number into an improper fraction, and after that, after we change that to an improper fraction, we are going to use that as the second fraction. Alright? So remember now, the numerator is the one you always put first. Okay? So the numerator goes first, followed by whatever you get, and the denominator. Okay. So we are going to do 2 more, and then we will continue in another session with some more. Alright? Right, so let's look at one that's not the same. So June 2005. So June 2005. So we have 4 and 1/5 minus 1 and 1/9 times 3. Good. Now, remember our order of operations, we normally do our multiplication before we do our subtraction. Alright? So remember your order of operations. So multiplication before subtraction. So we're going to multiply what's here, what I just put in the bracket. We're going to multiply this and then subtract it from this. So in this case, when you have the bracket, you work with what's in the bracket first. Good? So let's go ahead. So we have 1 and 1/9. So that's 9, 1, 9 and 1, 10. So 10 over 9 times 3 can be written as a fraction as 3 over 1. Alright? So that will give us 3 to 3, 1. 3 to 9 is 3. So 10 times 1 is 10. And 3 times 1 is 3. So that's 10 over 3. Alright? So we now have 4 and 1/5 minus 10 over 3. So we have 4 and 1/5. Okay, let's go ahead and change it to a proper fraction. So 5 4 is 20 and 1 is 21. So 21 over 5 minus 10 over 3. Now the LCM of 5 and 3 is 15. Notice that basically all the LCM we have done so far is 15. Right? That's so why. So 5 into 15 is 3. 3 times 21 is 63. Minus 3 into 15 is 5. 5 times 10 is 50. Right? And that gives us what? 50 from 63. That's 13 over 15. Alright? Okay, now let's look at again. So we have 4 and 1/5 minus 1 and 1/9 times 3. Good? So the rule in order of operation says we do our multiplication before we do our subtraction. And so in this case, we are going to multiply this section, then whatever we get there, we take it from this. Alright? So bracket first, 10 over 3, then whatever we get there, we subtract it from 4 and 1/5, 5 4 is 20, and 1 is 21 over 5, minus 10 over 3. Alright? So that's that. Now let's do one more. Okay. So let's do the June 2017 paper. So June 2017, and the question is 3.5 times 1 2/3 divided by 4 1/5. Alright? And that's January, sorry, not June. January 2017. Alright? So let's go ahead. So again we are going to work out the numerator. So 2, 3, 6 and 1, 7. 7 over 2 times 3, 1, 3 and 2, 5 over 3. So this gives us nothing is common, so we multiply across. 7 5 is 35 over 2 3 is 6. Right? So this is the numerator. Good? Then we are going to go ahead. So we're going to work out the second part. 35 over 6 divided by 5 4 is 20 and 1 21. 21 over 5. That's equal to 35 over 6 times 5 over 21. Now, let's check to see if there's anything, if we have any common factors between numerator and denominator. 7 times 35, 7 and 21 is 3. So we can use 7. 7 into 35 is 5. 7 into 21 is 3. So 5 times 5, that's 25. Over 6 3 is 18. Now, we can simplify that, alright, to get a mixed number. So 18 into 21, 25 is 1 and 7 over 18. Alright, we are going to stop there for today. And what I'm encouraging you to do is to go ahead and search for some more and you work on them. But just notice the trend that Csec send their fractions in and familiarize yourself with them. Alright, so I'll see you in our next session. As usual, you need to practice. And now go ahead, subscribe, share with your friend, and leave a comment. Ciao. And I want to send a special shout out to 3D. Alright, so 3D, big up.